one of the biggest concerns we had, and one of the biggest struggles was just like, is this a viable business or not? You talk about startups sometimes being a roller coaster, like you experience high highs and low lows as an entrepreneur. I can definitively say as a foster parent, you experience higher highs and lower lows.
As you're helping the foster care system grow and get better, you're actually making money and impacting lives all at the same time. There's so much joy in that when you're seeing the impact directly.
One of our backers asked me point blank, he's like, Ryan, if your job is to reduce the number of days kids are in care, but you have a revenue model tied to serving more and more families, if everyone's out of the system, you won't make any money. And I was like, look, if we accomplish that,
awesome.
that would be a good reason to go out of business. Most trafficking victims, at least in the United States, like 60 to 90%, depending on how you classify a victim, have been or are currently in foster care. We're taking a child from their family, right? Their safe place. And maybe there were situations that made that space unsafe, right? But we're putting them in the home of a stranger, oftentimes. We're putting them in a situation where they are inherently more at risk. They have fewer stable connections. So we do see that there's a very strong correlation, and foster care really is a pipeline to a lot of these other systems, both the juvenile justice system, homelessness. I mean, children exiting foster care have higher rates of PTSD than our veterans, right? Wow. So if you think about that, you think about a patient population from like a public health perspective that is incredibly at risk. And a lot of times the people in these systems might look at an issue like trafficking, and I know this is an issue in the broader trafficking movement, and think that somewhere in another country, that's not happening in our backyard. But I'll speak with foster parents who will say that their foster child ran away. And the likelihood that person is trafficked within 24 hours, skyrockets significantly. And that's happening in communities all over the country.